it's just so horrible. It's so heartbreaking and upsetting when we come across it in pediatrics. Hey guys, how are you all doing? I'm Shrideep, a junior doctor in the UK, and today this is going to be another day in the life vlog of a junior doctor. So I'm going to be taking you around on my twilight shift from midday to midnight. If you haven't seen my first vlog, I'll link it somewhere on the screen, so please do make sure you check it out. And please do give this video a like, and if it's your first time here, please do subscribe to my channel for lots more content to come. So right now, I'm in a hotel. Long story short, so where I live is about 45 minutes away from the hospital, and it was like snowing like crazy. So I thought, let's not risk driving home at midnight. That's a really bad idea. So I booked a hotel for 2 nights for my 2 twilight shifts. Let me just actually show you how much it snowed where I live, because when we go outside here, you're gonna think I'm insane because there's like no snow. So this is what it was like where I live. So yeah, I thought I'd just chill, relax at the hotel, not have to drive down some dodgy, slippery roads like at midnight. So before, when I stayed here, they used to have a restaurant which used to have like continental breakfast, full English breakfast, but because of COVID obviously it has to be closed, so I have to find my own way to have breakfast. So I usually have these like porridge pots. So this is Quaker oats, apple and blueberry. It's actually really nice. I've actually watched my previous video, and whenever I talk about something like food related, it sounds like I'm sponsored by that food item, but it's really not true. Like I'm just very passionate about eating in general. And the normal one, the like original one, it says like original classic recipe. It's actually quite disgusting. Like I hate it. But this apple and blueberry one is so, it's divine. Anyways, let me quickly show you around my room at the hotel. Everything's like really messy right now, but here are some tea and coffee facilities. Here's a TV, which I never use because of the unsocial hours I have to work. Here's a bed, which is completely catastrophically annihilated, but I always do make my bed before going to work, so don't judge me. And here's the window. And you can actually see my car right there, the grey one there. So yeah, I'll have breakfast, have a shower, get ready, get all my stuff together, and I'll see you outside. I found a patch of snow. It's not exactly winter wonderland, but it is what it is. There's the snow. Back in my favourite vlogging location in the hospital, the storeroom. I swear this is going to become like my hub for doing like videos and vlogs. So I've come in, said hello to everyone, and what we do when we come in at 12 AM, because at 9 AM they have the ward round and they find all the jobs for the patients. So when I come in at 12, I ask what jobs are left over and I create a jobs list. So let me show you how we write a jobs list and how we keep track of what we're doing. So we have a list of all the patients on the ward and the jobs that need doing next to them. We use an empty square to represent a job that needs doing, a half-filled square to show a job that is half complete, and a fully filled square means the job is done. So here, for example, for patient 1, an echo needs to be requested and performed, the ECG has been done, and the referral has been made, but no response yet, hence the half-filled-in square. So obviously the jobs list I showed you before wasn't my actual jobs list for today because that would breach patient confidentiality. So I've gone through the jobs list, I've done a few things that I can do. So now it's my favourite time of the day, lunchtime. So we'll head down to the canteen, see what there is. I think I'm in the mood for either a wrap or a jacket potato, but let's see what they have. I should not have had that jacket potato. I feel so bloated. I regret having that jacket potato. They loaded it with like cheese and like chicken, and it was really nice, don't get me wrong, but it's just so bloating, and it's like I'm not even walking around, it's like waddling, having to waddle around the hospital. But there's still a lot to do. We're going to do some bloods. Today we're going to use a vein finder, which is essentially a light which we use to visualize the veins better. I'll show you how that works, and then I've got some referrals to do as well. But yeah, let's get the vein finder and let's take some bloods. So the vein finder is a super useful tool in young children and those with veins which are very hard to find, and the vein finder essentially helps us see where to go when we're taking bloods or inserting IV lines. After taking the bloods, I complete my referrals and do some discharge letters and help with the other jobs on the ward. So I'm going to talk about pediatric medicine and some things that are different to adult medicine. In adult medicine, a patient can say I'm unwell or I'm well, and they can really tell you what they're feeling, what their symptoms are like. But in pediatrics, it's so different, and you have to rely on your clinical judgment. For example, something like a rash. Like a rash can be due to many things, like skin conditions. It can be due to a viral illness which causes a rash. It can be due to clotting abnormalities. It can be due to something called sepsis, which is essentially when an infection spreads across the body through the bloodstream, which can cause multi-organ failure and can be fatal. And in some really upsetting cases, it can be due to something known as non-accidental injury, where injury is inflicted on a child in a non-accidental way, and it's so heartbreaking, it's so upsetting that it's just something you hate to see, you don't want to see. It's really made me upset when I've seen it or even heard about it or even thought about it, because it's so horrible. So when we assess the child, we see how they are, see their observations, do some bloods. And sometimes, even if we think it's not a bacterial infection, we might start the patient on antibiotics, treating for the worst case scenario. We might think it's a viral illness, but we start antibiotics, take blood cultures to confirm that it's not a bacterial infection. Because the worst thing is, if we don't take it seriously enough and it turns out to be a bacterial infection, and we haven't started the patient on antibiotics, and essentially everything will just get worse. So we always think, what's the worst case scenario? Is the child unwell or well, and what can we do for the child at the moment? So clinical decision making and diagnostics is something that's really challenging in pediatrics compared to adult medicine, I personally think. Yeah, it's something I'm finding really interesting. It's 7:20, all the jobs from the evening are done after handover, so I think I'm allowed to have some food, don't you? So I'm going to go to the doctor's mess and have something to eat while I can, because number one tip, there's always time for food, water and toilet. I was actually a bit naughty, and this can be our little secret, because I brought like an extra up to the ward because these are like so addictive, and I was like, I'll eat this after an hour, and I've eaten it already. It's in my mouth right now. So things are pretty... No, I'm not going to say the Q word, because there's one swear word when you're a doctor on call, which is the Q word. It's quiet. You can't say that. So before, when I was a new F1, I was, innocent. I had no idea. I walked into a room and said, hey guys, it's like so quiet. And then everyone got so angry. They got so angry. They looked at me as if I did something really bad. And it's actually true. If you say the Q word, chaos ensues. So you cannot say quiet. So I'm just going to say, things are fine for now. Let's just hope it stays like this till the end of my shift. So let's just hope it stays as calm and there's no chaos and, everyone's okay. So it's officially 12 o'clock. I finished my shift. I've had a really enjoyable day. I learnt a lot, worked with some amazing people, and I really enjoy coming to work. But I enjoy going home as well. So yeah, I'm just in the lift getting ready to leave the hospital. So I'm just outside and I'm going to the car park, and I just realised two things. One, I can still feel that jacket potato inside of me, it's not going. And two, I always struggle after twilight shifts or even late shifts or even normal shifts. I just have an issue. I can't find my car. I just forget where I keep it, and the car park's really massive, and I just can't find it. So let's hope I find it today, because I need to go home. So let's hope I find my car today so we can go to the hotel as soon as possible, and I'll check in with you guys there. Okay, here's my car. Finally found it. Oh no, it's gonna take some de-icing, isn't it? So after about 15 minutes of de-icing the car, it was finally ready to drive. So I drove down to the hotel, just ready to go to sleep. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for lots more content to come. And yeah, so take care guys, stay safe, good night, and see you next time.